I can't believe that tomorrow is our last show together. I don't know how to put into words what these past 41 years have
For
meant
over
to me.
40 years, Vanna White has been more than just a co-host. She's been the face of one of the most beloved game shows in history, Wheel of Fortune. Her grace, style, and that captivating smile turned letter turning into an art form. But as she steps away from the spotlight, there's a shocking twist grabbing headlines. It's not just the bittersweet farewell to an icon that's got people talking, it's the question of her worth. Here's the kicker: Vanna White's salary, compared to her co-host Pat Sajak, has sparked outrage. Reports reveal a dropping pay gap that has fans furious, and it's raising important questions about fairness in the entertainment industry. Was Vanna, a cultural icon, quietly undervalued for decades? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know the full story behind the controversy. And here's your reward for sticking around. We'll reveal how this debate is more than just about numbers. It's a wake-up call for the entire industry, and maybe even your own life. How much are you truly valued for what you bring to the table? Trust me, you don't want to miss this. Vanna White's name isn't just recognized, it's cherished. Since 1982, she's been the elegant presence that made Wheel of Fortune unforgettable. The gowns, the poise, and her effortless ability to connect with millions of viewers turned her into more than just a game show co-host. She became a cultural phenomenon. Think about it, a role that could have easily faded into the background became iconic because of her. Turning letters sounds simple, right? But Vanna turned it into a symbol of charm and professionalism. While Pat Sajak entertained with wit and conversation, Vanna balanced the show with her warmth and style, creating a perfect partnership. And it wasn't just about the game. She brought consistency and comfort to generations of viewers. Families gathered around the TV, and there she was, always smiling, always present. For over 4 decades, Vanna was the heart of Wheel of Fortune. But here's where it gets complicated. Her legacy is undeniable, but how much was her contribution truly valued? While the world admired her grace, behind the scenes, the numbers paint a different story. What if everything we assumed about how stars like Vanna are rewarded is far from reality? What if being essential doesn't guarantee fairness? Hold on to that thought, because it's about to get even more surprising. Here's where the story takes a turn that's hard to ignore. For years, fans have speculated about Vanna White's earnings. After all, she's been a constant presence on Wheel of Fortune for more than 4 decades. But when the numbers finally surfaced, they left many people stunned, and not in a good way. Vanna reportedly earned around $3 million per year. Sounds impressive, right? Until you compare it to Pat Sajak's reported $15 million annual salary. That's a gap of $12 million. Let that sink in. Both of them built the show's success together, yet their paychecks couldn't be further apart. And it's not just about numbers, it's about fairness. For 40 years, Vanna has been the visual heart of the show. While Pat brought the laughs and banter, Vanna added balance, elegance, and a sense of continuity that fans adored. Without her, Wheel of Fortune wouldn't have been the same. Fans are calling this pay disparity unacceptable. They're asking why someone so instrumental to the show's success wasn't compensated in a way that reflected her contributions. In an age where conversations about equal pay dominate headlines, Vanna's situation feels like a glaring example of how far we still have to go. But here's the twist. This pay gap didn't just go unnoticed for decades, it was tolerated. Why? That's the uncomfortable question hanging over the entertainment industry. Is this just a game show issue, or does it reveal a much bigger problem in Hollywood and beyond? Stay with me, because there's more to this story. What happens next may change how you view not only Vanna's legacy but the industry as a whole. Vanna White's salary isn't just a number. It's a statement about how her contributions were valued or undervalued for decades. Fans are now asking the tough questions. How could this happen? How could the producers of Wheel of Fortune justify paying Vanna a fraction of what Pat Sajak earned, especially when her role was just as crucial to the show's success? Here's the thing, Vanna wasn't just a co-host, she was an icon. Her presence drew millions of viewers year after year, helping make Wheel of Fortune one of the most successful game shows in history. Yet the paychecks didn't reflect that. And for years, no one seemed to notice, or perhaps no one wanted to speak up. But now, in the wake of her retirement, the silence has broken. Fans, critics, and even industry insiders are speaking out, calling this pay gap a glaring example of gender inequality in entertainment. It's a hard pill to swallow, a beloved television personality who gave everything to her role, but wasn't compensated fairly for it. This isn't just about Vanna. It's about a pattern we see time and time again: women, in the spotlight doing the work, making the impact, but receiving less than their male counterparts. And while Vanna remained gracious and professional throughout her career, the imbalance raises an unsettling question. Was her loyalty taken for granted? But here's what makes it even more frustrating. This could have been avoided. If the producers had acknowledged her value sooner, perhaps her departure wouldn't carry the same sting. Instead, her retirement now serves as a stark reminder of what happens when contributions are undervalued for too long. Hold on, because we're not done yet. There's still one big question to answer. What does all this mean for Vanna's legacy, and how will it impact the future of fair pay and entertainment? Vanna White's retirement is more than the end of an era, it's a turning point. Her departure has sparked conversations that go far beyond Wheel of Fortune. It's no longer just about a beloved co-host leaving the spotlight. It's about fairness, respect, and how we value contributions in any industry. For decades, Vanna brought a unique charm to the show. She made her role unforgettable, turning what could have been a simple task into an art form that millions of viewers admired. Yet, her salary tells a different story, a story of being undervalued despite her undeniable impact. Now fans are calling for change. They're questioning why it took her retirement for this disparity to come to light. Some are even urging Hollywood to use this moment as a catalyst for rethinking pay structures, especially when it comes to long-serving talents who shape iconic programs. But this isn't just about celebrities. Vanna's story resonates with people everywhere, those who've worked tirelessly in their own jobs, only to feel their efforts overlooked or underappreciated. Her situation has become a symbol of a larger issue, one that hits close to home for many. And here's the real power of her legacy. She's leaving on her own terms, but her impact could extend far beyond her time on television. If her story inspires even a small shift in how we approach pay equity and fairness, then her contribution to entertainment will feel even more significant. But there's still one big question left. What's next for Vanna White? Could her next chapter be just as groundbreaking as her time on Wheel of Fortune? Keep watching, because the answers might surprise you. Vanna White may be stepping away from Wheel of Fortune, but her story is far from over. After more than 40 years of being a familiar face in American homes, the big question is, what's next? Here's the exciting part. Vanna hasn't revealed all her plans yet. But if history tells us anything, she's not the type to simply fade into the background. Many fans believe she could take on new projects, whether it's advocacy work, collaborations, or something entirely unexpected. Imagine the influence she could have if she chose to become a voice for fair pay or gender equality. Her experience alone could inspire real conversations and change. There's also the possibility that Vanna will finally enjoy the time she's earned. For decades, she maintained a rigorous schedule, balancing her role on Wheel of Fortune with her personal life. Now, she has the chance to relax, travel, and reconnect with the things she loves most. But here's the thing, icons like Vanna rarely stay out of the public eye for long. Her fans are eager to see her next chapter, whether it's on television, through public appearances, or even as an advocate for fairness in the workplace. Her retirement isn't just an end, it's a new beginning. And knowing Vanna, whatever she chooses to do will be met with the same grace and professionalism that made her a legend in the first place. But there's one last thing to consider as she moves forward. What will happen to the show she helped define? Without Vanna, Wheel of Fortune faces a massive challenge in filling the void she leaves behind. As Vanna White steps away from Wheel of Fortune, one thing is clear: her departure marks the end of an era. But it's also a moment to reflect on everything she brought to the show and beyond. Vanna wasn't just a co-host, she was a cultural icon who turned a supporting role into something unforgettable. Her retirement raises important questions that go far beyond the screen. Are we truly valuing the people who make success possible? Her story has sparked a debate about fairness, equality, and how contributions are recognized, not just in Hollywood but across industries. And here's the key takeaway: Vanna's legacy isn't just about her dazzling gowns or her signature smile. It's about her resilience, her consistency, and the way she redefined what it means to play a supporting role. She proved that grace and professionalism could be as powerful as being the face of the spotlight. Now, as we close this chapter, there's one final thought to leave you with. Vanna's story is a reminder to stand up for what you're worth. Whether in entertainment or everyday life, knowing your value and demanding fairness is a legacy we can all carry forward. Before you go, here's a challenge. Think about the people in your life at work, at home, or even in the public eye whose contributions might be overlooked. How can you show them their worth today? Because if Vanna's career teaches us anything, it's this: everyone deserves to be seen, appreciated, and celebrated. Thank you for watching, and remember, this isn't just Vanna's story, it's a story about all of us. Stay tuned for more stories that challenge, inspire, and make you think.